Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, and you're having coffee with me, your wisdom guided oracle. It's a Monday morning, the last morning in April, and a full moon. So I was up at about 3:30 because I was awake. That is often what the full moon will do for me. Good morning, Gabrielle. Good morning, Donovan. So just a reminder, and right now is a great time to do some releasing of things, of energies that you no longer choose to live in. And good morning, Donovan. Good morning, Susan. Heidi, good morning. I was thinking about you yesterday. We had a wonderful weekend at my house, a lot of activity, and yesterday just a fun day with my oldest daughter and my granddaughter. My baby granddaughter was here, and without her big sister. So she had a little bit different energy about her, and what a little clown she was. We spent more time laughing. My sister came over, and we all just had a wonderful afternoon, evening. Whoa. Well, guess I'll grab that card because it just launched out of the deck. And good morning, Amy. Good morning, Daisha. So thank you all for joining me. And we're going to be moving into May. A lot of energy right now around us. Sorry, hair washed morning, and it's just, it does its own thing. I just try to control it a little bit. See what we've got for moving into May. And like I said, there's a lot of intense energy, especially around the full moon. We will often feel things a little more intensely. And good morning, Lisa. It is just a good time to really get out, get your feet in the grass, in the dirt, something like that. Connect to Mother Nature and ask for the guidance that comes when you are connected fully to the earth as well as to Creator in heaven. All right. Let's see. I only was running late is because I'm cooking off the rest of the granola, from... We make a huge batch of granola, usually once a year, and it takes a long time to cook. So since I was up early this morning, we've got some great cards. I decided to cook off the rest of the granola, and I'm a bit tired, even though generally on the full moon, if I don't sleep well, I have a fair amount of energy. I know that will come. I'm going to do some yoga when I finish here too. When I don't sleep well, I also get up very stiff. I don't know if you've noticed my grumpy owl. Isn't he cute? He is quite a fun little guy. He just has a bad attitude sometimes. Sometimes so do I. So the first card that jumped out, May is numerologically 417, which equals 12, which reduces to 3, self-expression and communication. Thank you, Donovan. So think about opportunities you may have to communicate, do some self-expression, get creative. Maybe that's how you're going to express yourself. Maybe in writing would be a way to express yourself. So in that vein, pay attention. Not only are there gifts from God coming, which is continually, but you have gifts. And that is a great thing to start sharing with people this month when it's the self-expression and communication. Gifts that you have for this world can't be given to the world by anyone but you. So get quiet, ask Creator what it is, if you aren't sure, what it is you have, and how you can best share that. One of the easiest ways, what I say all the time, go into every day with the idea of who can I help today? Sometimes we get to see, sometimes we don't. So, and change. Donovan says it's also a great time for change. Good morning, Evie. So it is going to be an amazing month this month. There's some pretty intense energy that is still coming in, so just allow it. Again, just ask Creator to guide you. Good morning, Chrissy. And allow yourself to be led in the direction that is for your highest and greatest, and the highest and greatest for those you came to serve that you influence in some way. Those can be your children. It could be a spouse. It can be people you have no idea are looking at you and watching what you do and how you do it. The willingness is the key. How can I be used in the world today to my highest and greatest good and for the highest and greatest good of the world? The next card is from Archangel Michael, and it says, take time making this decision. So if you've got a decision to be made coming up this next few days, Heidi's saying hi to Melanie. They were at my paint and sip retreat together. That was wonderful. You're welcome, Rachel Marie. So there's decisions you're going to be having come up here in the next few days. Take your time. Don't be rushed. Don't let somebody force you into making it more quickly than you're comfortable. It is okay for you to think over all the aspects. It's a good idea to think over all aspects of what it is you're making a decision on. Happy Monday morning to you too, Bert. And allow Creator in to guide you in that decision. That is the greatest power we have, is allowing the power at our fingertips to play with us, to come in and guide us and work with us and walk with us. And this card from the Wisdom of the Oracle, Observer. And what I get from that is, if you are in the middle of chaos within yourself, chaotic situation, try to visualize yourself stepping aside and looking at that whole situation as the observer instead of one in the middle of it. And you can do that. Again, I invite you to invite your higher team, your power team, to help you do this. What's it like to be the observer? And it's almost like you rise above and you can see the whole picture, like you can when you're a parent and the kids are, in the middle of a fray, and you know what happened because you were watching all of it. And sometimes you've been on the outside of a chaotic situation that you saw unfold, so you can be the one to go in and go, wait. This is what happened truly. She thought this, he thought this, but what happened was this, and this. You can do that for yourself so that you're not so under all of these circumstances. You're rising above and seeing kind of how they play into one another, and you're watching yourself from a different perspective. I know many times through the years as a nurse, when something would happen with my family, I would have to stop and go, okay, if I wasn't the mom and I was the nurse here, what would I do? And literally, I would just step one step over and go, oh, okay, this is how I would play this. And so I would think differently. I would observe that situation differently. I've done it for my own health and my own well-being, and just given myself the opportunity to see things from a different perspective. If you're in the middle of difficulty, difficult energy, difficult physical stuff, difficult mental situation, maybe you've got some anxiety going on or some panic, step to the side and say, okay, if I was observing this situation, what would I say? How would I view this differently now? And so Donovan said, it's all just happening, the energies. It's the meaning we choose to put on that determines our experience of it. Absolutely true. We are choosing all of this. And so I have a client who has a lot of physical stuff. And truly, what happens is when things get difficult in their life, all of a sudden they can't do anything. They're sick. Life just... And what they were working on recently was to stand in and look at how victimhood has served them. How much of their life has been played out in victimhood. And again, I asked them to make a list. So it was really this standing to the side and going, okay, here's all the ways that life has victimized me. And now the point of that is to then look at it as the observer, and then truly to start asking, how did this benefit me? What was the benefit in every single one of these situations where I was the victim or I felt like a victim? Once you can pick that out, you can get rid of the victim aspect. You learned what you wanted from it. You gained from it. And you can move out of victimhood, because victimhood is powerlessness. It's not standing in your power. So if you're choosing, which you are, if you're in a victim mentality, choosing to be a victim, then choose to stand aside and go, okay, how did it serve me? Because I want to be more empowered in my own life. I am choosing that. So I need to let go of this victimhood. How do I do that? Ask Creator to help you be the observer of all the things that have made you a victim in life and how it benefited you. That's really probably the most difficult aspect, because as a victim, we're always the underdog. We're always the one getting picked on. We're always the one life has dealt a crappy hand to. So it's sometimes hard to go, okay, what good came of that for me? But I can guarantee you, you may want to ask your power team in. I recommend it. I can guarantee you that you're going to be able to become aware of ways those circumstances benefited you. Maybe they got you out of something. A lot of times, victimhood is getting you out of things you didn't want to do, and it's a good reason. It also is a way sometimes to protect ourselves and allow ourselves to receive something we need in that aspect. But you can always get your needs met in power instead of in powerlessness. So choose to stand in your power. Ask Creator to help you see how you've given up your power by standing in the victim role, and start using your gifts that you absolutely have to serve the world. Remember, if you have decisions to make, take time making them. And the observer also means ask how you can be a little more objective in your own life. And that's really the key, is stop being under the circumstances and start guiding and living your life by looking over the top of them and seeing how you can utilize them, get what you needed from them, and move through them onto the next joyful, victorious moment. Knowing that as we learn, there's always going to be some times that are less than comfortable. And that is when we really grow, when we really learn. And unfortunately, they're not so fun, but they're the ones that stick. When you ask, what did I choose to learn from this? What did I choose to gain from this? You get it, and you can move through more quickly, and you don't have to stay in that place of powerlessness and discomfort for as long. So I will be back on Wednesday morning. Just wanted to remind you, Sunday is already half full for my paint and sip retreats coming up June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So I invite you, if you want to play and you want to come up and just have some creative time, some relaxation, some rejuvenation, you want to reserve your spot now, because if Sunday is already half full, this thing is going to fill quickly, because also you get a special rate if you register and pay before May 22nd. So you'll save some money that way. If you want to spend more than one day with us up there with me, that is awesome. I will give you a special rate for a 2-day stay as well, or a 3-day if you'd like that. So have a wonderful Monday. Choose what you want it to be. Choose to move forward in greater power, and choose to shed the energies right now with that full moon that you no longer want to have as your truth. So maybe you want to shed the energy of victimhood. Even if you don't really understand exactly what it's doing in your life, choose to shed it, and the universe will help you to start getting rid of the things that are no longer serving you. So yes, Donovan says choose mastery. Yes. And when you do something that you feel good about, take your fist in empowerment and go, yes. It helps to groove that neural pathway that felt so good, so you use that one a little bit more. That's a physical thing. One of the modalities I use to help people heal themselves is called neurointegration. And unfortunately, that's one of them I cannot do on the phone with people, but the other couple modalities I use, we can do over the phone. So choose to move forward, choose to be empowered, choose to release the energies that no longer serve you, and have an incredible day. I will see you Wednesday morning, and I wish love and light to you all. Have a great couple days.